We're at the start of an adventure, a huge, powerful V8 adventure, as we put two styles of V8 racing car together to form a new series, the European Late Model Series. What's it all about? Well, the hugely successful Camso V8 cars that race on this 3/8 of a mile oval here at Warnerton are being brought together with the former SCSA ASCAR cars, and they're forming the new European Late Model Series. And unbelievably, a car as stunning as this one, just €26,000, and you could be in the driving seat driving around this very track.
Well, Dave, here at Warnerton, of course, we're in Belgium, but just a kilometre over there is the French border. In fact, we're in the fields of Flanders here, where many heroes were made, and of course, 90 years ago, many heroes lost their lives. But as I say, we're in Belgium, but we could almost be in somewhere like North Carolina. This stadium is 3/8 of a mile round, and it's got this high banking. It's very wide, and these tracks we have here are absolutely perfect for the cars.
We want this series to grow up, and we hope it's going to be a good season this year. We all the new driver, the ASCAR and everything.
And I've raced, like I said, in a lot of different speedways, tracks, countries, and I've never worked with a class where everybody pitches in and helps each other.
Well, the first time I drove one of them, that was it. You got to have one of these cars. So
Warnerton is as good as any of the short tracks that I visited and raced at in Seattle. It's a good facility. The track feels nice. And from what we've seen in testing, I think any of the drivers here that are racing at the moment could easily go out to the States and mix it at any American short track.
Absolutely sure they could. This is it, the Warnerton Raceway. We're at the start of something very, very big, and we're ready to go racing. Those are the three ASCAR cars leading the pack away, and you can see that there is quite a gap that has been built into this grid to enable these three guys to get on terms. Of course, their cars continually being developed as they integrate into this Warnerton Raceway, and already the racing is underway. 75 John Stewart, brilliant to see J.S., the short oval hero, former National Hot Rod World Champion, back out there mixing it. Of course, he left the short ovals, went on to the bigger ovals in ASCAR, and the car number 75 back on track again, who's already going past one of the back-marking Camso cars, the former Camso cars. That's one of the French rally drivers who's borrowed car number 4, leased car number 4, to be out here racing this weekend. Andy Andrews, the 62-year-old American, now resident here in Europe, and that is the man that everyone wants to be. He is the current champion, number 95, Gary Ellis, another driver with huge oval racing experience, has been in the little pocket rocket legend cars, been in the single-seater Formula 2s and Superstocks. Gary Ellis, he is the intimidator in car number 95, the all red and yellow machine. Now he knows this track like nobody else, because of course he runs the race school here. Yes, you too could be out here racing if you took part in the race school. And here in the European Late Model Series, Gary Ellis is on a charge around the outside of Andy Andrews in car number 17. This is nip and tuck all the way. As you can see, Andy Andrews keeps a tight line, stays below the white line. Gary Ellis goes through. Right in the back, there's another former champion, Jean Vasseur. Car number 77, the green and black machine, being driven by one of the race officials this weekend. But there is Gary Ellis. He's going past Tony Hurdle in car number 98. The yellow and red car number 95 is on an absolute charge through this pack of the all-new Euro Late Model Series here at the Warnerton Raceway. And already we have a yellow flag. Race promoter there, Roland van der Meers, waves the yellow. Of course, all these drivers are hooked into a speaker system in their crash helmets, so they know when there's been an incident, and it was Jean Vasseur that was round there, all part of this incident that took out Kelvin Hassel in car number 88. There is part of Kelvin's car. Kelvin, one of the huge characters in this sport. Wouldn't think so to look at him now. Some running repairs go onto his car. Camaraderie in this racing is magnificent. Get those cars back out on track again. And there he goes. series creator Tony Roots there, wielding a hammer. Fantastic stuff. And there is Kelvin Hassel, minus some of his body parts. That's the car body parts, as they flex their way around the track. And we have a green once again from Roland van der Mesch. And that yellow flag gave Gary Ellis the opportunity to get on terms with John Stewart and get past JS in car number 75. So the Intimidator, Gary Ellis, leads. We can see Dan Boys there, also Tony Hurdle in the other Ascar cars. But it is this guy, the Intimidator, Gary Ellis, in the Roots V8 Racing yellow and red machine. Car number 95 is leading the way. Keep an eye on the blue and white machine of Xavier van der Mesch in car number 19. Another one that knows every square inch of this oval raceway here at Warnerton. There's JS getting just a little bit sideways. Into the corner he goes. He's trying to protect what place he's got left now. He led for so very long, but Xavier van der Mesch is past him now. There is your race leader, number 95. That's Gary Ellis. Into second place now goes Xavier van der Mesch in car number 19. Getting sideways. John Stewart is in there as well. Car 77, driven by one of the race officials. Christoph here is coming through into fourth place right now. There is Gary Ellis. There is Xavier van der Mesch, who is in second place. And the chase is on now. Xavier trying to reel in the leading car of car number 95. Gary Ellis. Gary, of course, is the current champion, as John Stewart once again gets very, very sideways. Big battle going on here. The green and black Tony Roots car being driven this weekend by the race starter here, Christoph, who is an accomplished racer, former Lightning Rod star, and right now he's there battling with two of those Ascars, car number 98 and indeed 75, John Stewart. What a race this has been, and what a race it's been. The first one of the all-new Euro late model series for this guy, Gary Ellis, who really is on an absolute charge. Going through the back-marking traffic now, driving so cleanly, but with such purpose and poise. Absolutely wants to make race one, win one, his. But of course, Xavier van der Mesch has got different plans. Each and every race of the three races here at Warnerton today counts towards the championship. The Euro Late Model Series. This is race one of the all-new season, and Gary Ellis in car number 95, not putting a foot wrong. Earlier we saw Jean Vasseur spin, but Xavier van der Mesch is right up alongside him now. Xavier van der Mesch has taken the inside line. 07, Jean Vasseur spun. They are absolutely neck and neck. Where did Xavier van der Mesch come from? He just flew into being completely alongside Gary Ellis. But Gary takes the win, and there is Xavier to say very well done. Well, there was nothing in it. The top 8 then, Gary Ellis takes the win. Then it was Xavier van der Mesch. Christoph van der Kerkhoff came in 3rd place. Tony Hurdle was 4th. And in 5th place was Wim Moonen, with JS taking 6th. Now, to make this even more interesting, let's hook up with our race controller.
Now, gentlemen, we go to green now. We are ready. First car, 98, keep the same speed. La 5, ralentissez, la 5 et la 3. Green, 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 green.
There we have the green from our race director, Roland van der Mesch, and we can hear his conversation. That's exactly what every driver is hearing as they race around this Warnerton Raceway. Each and every one of them has got an earpiece inside their headphones, and he can talk directly to them and tell them when to adopt certain positions, when to be cautious because an incident has happened out on track. It's the RaceSaver system which works really, really well in this racing. Okay, so the second pack of cars then. There we see car number 3. There's Andy Andrews in car number 17. Christoph, the race starter here at Warnerton, in car number 77. The Tony Roots machine, which is the green and black machine, which is being pursued right now by Xavier van der Mesch in car number 19. As we go on board, and look at this for a fantastic shot. We're on board with Gary Ellis's car. This is car number 95, as we can see Gary weave his way through the traffic around this fast and furious Warnerton Oval. Flames being thrown out of the car in front of him. That doesn't intimidate him at all. That is why he's the Intimidator. This is Gary Ellis, car number 95. There we see Andy Andrews in 17. Alongside him, right around the outside, goes Xavier van der Mesch in car number 19, the blue and white machine. Look at this, all the way around the outside line. Now Christoph in car number 77 takes a look and thinks, no, I'm staying down on the inside right now. There we can see Gary Ellis as we go once again back on board with him. Just listen to him out of this bend. That is the sound of awesome V8 power around this Warnerton Raceway. And Gary using his feathered toe to make sure that each and every depression of that accelerator pedal works and works well. This is Gary Ellis in car number 95 then. And of course he started right at the back of this pack, having taken the win in Heat 1. We can see the flames coming out of the back of the 77 car, which is being driven by Christoph. So car number 19, Xavier van der Meers. Then we see Christoph in the green and black car, number 77. Must mention Tony Hurdle, who's having a brilliant race in the former Ascar car. Tony Hurdle, another one with huge short oval race experience. And experience in Ascars on the big ovals as well, and he's absolutely loving his time out here, gradually developing those Ascar cars. After all, this is only the second heat from which they're in real race conditions to get those cars absolutely set up, as Gary Ellis takes a dive on the inside of Christoph in car number 77. You can see Xavier van der Meers in front of him. Xavier van der Meers is on a real charge now to get on terms with the leading car, 95 Gary Ellis then. Then we see the green and black power machine of number 77 being driven by Christoph. And there, gradually the traffic coming into shot right now. And there is the man on a charge, Gary Ellis in car number 95, getting past the Ascar, following in the wheel tracks of Xavier van der Meers then in car number 19, the blue and white machine. He took it to the absolute wire in Heat 1. He'll want to be sure that he takes the win in Heat 2. So getting past one of the higher cars, car number 4 being driven by a French rally driver who fancied a bit of oval fun this weekend here at the Warnerton Raceway. And these onboard shots from Gary Ellis showing just how he has to... Oh, and there we see John Stewart goes round. John Stewart in a spin, yellow flag situation, which of course will have been communicated by the race director. So 75 JS got a little bit loose on the accelerator pedal and turned the car around.
We are ready to go to green, gentlemen.
So there is Hurdle leading the way. We're ready to go green.
Green, 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 green.
And there, with all the excitement you expect from a race starter and race promoter, we go green, green, green. And Tony Hurdle then gets immediately overtaken by Xavier van der Meers, but alongside him now is Gary Ellis, and we're on board. We're riding with 95 Gary Ellis all the way around this phenomenal 3/8-mile oval here in Belgium, as he tries to get on terms right now with the race leader, Xavier van der Meers, who is pushing ever harder. He knows that he's got Gary Ellis right behind him. And Gary won't need asking twice to get on terms, but Xavier van der Meers, hugely experienced racing driver, as too is Gary Ellis. It really is the battle of these two as we're heading towards the conclusion of this race. It is number 19, Xavier van der Meers, then it's 95, Gary Ellis, then we see car number 77, and we see one of the higher cars go round. The Roots V8 Racing higher car number 4 has gone round, but the race promoter stays with it. We're not going into yellow. We're going to keep this race going, and look at this. We are right on the bumper of Xavier van der Meers now. We're on board with Gary Ellis. We're actually willing him. We're in the car with him. He's past the stricken car number 4. There is Xavier van der Meers and Gary Ellis absolutely side by side. There is nothing between them. A little flap of a wing panel from car number 19 as Gary Ellis once again gets almost right into his boot. Now he's going to go for the outside line. It's the long way round, of course. We've got the back marking John Stewart, who gets out of the way. Xavier van der Meers to the outside. Gary Ellis, can he dive up the inside? Is there room? He gets so sideways as Xavier van der Meers takes the checkered flag. Wow, what a phenomenal race from these Euro late model cars. So Xavier van der Meers takes the win. Gary Ellis in second place. Then it's Christoph van der Kerkhoff taking third. Tony Hurdle, a brilliant result for him in fourth. Win Moonen fifth. Jean Vasseur sixth. And Bruce Andrews seventh. Welcome back to the Warnerton Raceway, where we've had two phenomenal heats and the feature final to come as Jean Vasseur readies himself and the cars get ready, and Andrew Marriott, well, he seems to be relaxing somewhere.
Dave, I found a little bit of light reading here. It's the 2009 left-hander chassis catalogue from the company in Illinois. And you can buy, mail order, a complete race car here. Absolutely extraordinary. Just have a look. Here you can see the chassis. And in fact, they'll crate the chassis for you for $500. The chassis, of course, costs considerably more. Turning through the book here, various different engines. This one here has got 400 brake horsepower, going through. There's the actual body panels you can buy, and even I saw at the very back here, look, the stickers that they use for the lights, the pretend lights, and they come in at just about $31. Absolutely extraordinary. I think I'm going to fill in the form at the back and buy myself a race car.
Well, here we go then with the 35-lap feature final, and Andrew, while you're ordering yours, order one for me, because this is phenomenal racing. We're into this 35-lap heavy-duty feature final as we see Daniel Boys and also Tony Hurdle and John Stewart leading those cars away. It's 99 that is leading the way straight away in this feature final. All of today, those ASCAR drivers have been developing their car and tweaking them as we go once again back on board with Gary Ellis, who again, as company, has got the boot lid of Xavier Vandermeersch in front of him. Xavier gets a little bit sideways. Christophe, the start marshal come good as a racing driver in car number 77, has got the inside line in the Tony Roots car, which is car number 77, the green and black machine. Jean Vasseur, their former champion, of course, in car number 07. These are fantastic shots as we can see the action unfold. And at the wheel it is number 95, Gary Ellis, as once again flames come out of the back of the car, and Gary taking it all the way around the outside is Wim Moonen. He's trying to get past right now. Wim is on the outside, very nearly going 3 abreast around this Warnerton Raceway as we stay on board with Gary Ellis. Gary knows, of course, that he has got to get past as many of these cars as he possibly can on his charge through, because he'll want to take the checkered flag in this, the first feature final of the brand new Euro Late Model Series here at the Warnerton Raceway. Not only here at Warnerton, of course, racing in the UK as well, with Liddon Hill to come, also the Foxhall Heath Raceway and Hensford Hills, all to come. And details, of course, of all those fixtures can be found on the website, details of which we'll give you. But let's get back into the racing right now as Gary is alongside 07. Jean Vasseur, former champion in 2007. Jean Vasseur then and Gary Ellis absolutely head to head, but Gary is through in car number 95. Jean taking it very much to him, but Gary has got the power, he's got the experience, and he's got the handling in this car. He really seems to have got it absolutely bang on song for this racing here at Warnerton. It is round 1 of the new championship for these Euro Late Model Series cars on this 3/8 mile oval here at Warnerton Raceway. Dives up the inside right now. And you can see now the banking around here, 10 degrees of banking around this Warnerton Raceway as we're back on board with Gary Ellis. And Gary Ellis is going out to the wall. Look, he's took avoiding action, used every bit of experience he'd got to hold on to that. And that's the reason why Tony Hurdle in the Revolution Racing car number 98 spun. And well done to Gary. As once again we go green with Daniel Boys, another Revolution Racing driver, using all his experience from racing on the tracks in the Pacific Northwest. He is alongside John Stewart, the 2 ASCARs, former ASCARs, former SCSA cars, call them what you will, that are leading the way. But we see car number 3 right now being driven by Serge Blancart, the black car. Car number 3 into second place, but leading the way, Daniel Boys in car number 99. Is it all going to come good for these drivers in this, the feature final? Of course, they've used all of today to develop these cars. These cars, of course, used to turning left and right, as opposed to the Camso cars, which, of course, only turn left. So quite a bit of development work needed to be done to these cars, as once again we go back on board with Gary Ellis, and another turnaround as yellow, and again, Gary hard on the brakes and just held it together. I have to say the discipline of these drivers is absolutely magnificent at the incredible speeds they're racing around this racing circuit. They've all got to have trust and respect for each other as once again we go green, and poor old Daniel Boys, every little bit of lead he had has counted for nothing right now as the cars are all bunched back up. But car number 99 then, Daniel Boys is leading the way. Then it's car 03, Serge Blancart. And now we see Gary Ellis on a charge around the outside of these cars. He's got the Roots V8 Racing car number 3 on the inside. He goes out a bit wide, of course, out on the rough stuff at the top of this banking here at the Warnerton Raceway. But Gary Ellis knows this as they go 3 abreast, and Christophe in car number 77 is through. And so is Jean Vasseur, then former champion, 2007 champion in the Camso V8. Jean Vasseur, body shop owner. In fact, he paints damn near every one of these cars that's out on the racetrack. But this guy driving car number 77 that we can see from the onboard camera is Christoph. He is the start marshal here at the Warnerton Raceway. A super character, but look at this. John Vasseur has gone through. Daniel Boys, who did a brilliant job for Revolution Racing by leading this feature final for so long, has had to concede as Christoph's bonnet has flown off the car. Did you see that go? The panel work off that car number 77. He'll be getting an invoice for that, there's no doubt. But 07, Jean Vasseur is leading the way. And Jean Vasseur then is in first place, and a real battle between Gary Ellis and car number 77 there. For second and third place. This is supremely fast racing. Jean Vasseur, the fastest frog there is. He is our French driver in car number 07. He was the champion in 2007. But right now, the Intimidator is on his back bumper as he goes wide outside. This is Gary Ellis, who we're riding on board with right now. Gary Ellis desperate to win this feature final. He looks to have it. He looks to have the outside line. Jean Vasseur giving it everything he can, as he would. He doesn't want to concede anything. And Christoph then in car number 77. I don't know whether it's an aid or it's a hinder, the fact that he hasn't got a bonnet right now, but he is trying very hard as well. These are the 1, 2, 3 in this, the first feature final of the Euro Late Model Series here at the banked Warnerton Raceway, the 3/8 mile oval here in Belgium, right on the Belgium-French border. Gary Ellis in car number 95, the back marking 75, John Stewart. 3 different nationalities in the 1, 2, 3, the first 3 places. This is phenomenal stuff. Gary Ellis up against the back marking traffic now. This shouldn't cause him a problem because these drivers are very, very well disciplined as the checkered flag goes down, and that's the man that dishes out the discipline. Roland van der Meersch. Gary Ellis takes the feature final, and what a fantastic race here at Warnerton. He took the win then, Gary Ellis in second place. It was the fastest frog, Jean Vasseur. Christoph van der Kerkhoff in third place. Xavier van der Meersch was fourth. Wim Moonen took fifth place. Jos Janssen in sixth place, with Daniel Boys taking seventh. And Vincent Lee Hoek was eighth. Gary Ellis, 2 out of 3, and that the biggest one, of course, taking the feature final. That was a superb race, though, because right up until the very end, the last perhaps 5-7 laps or so, it could have gone one of any ways.
Oh yeah, it was the traffic was playing into it, so yeah, someone could have come past. When you catch traffic, you get stuck, and they go round the outside.
Jean Vasseur, second in the feature final, best result of the day. That was really good racing.
Yeah, really hard racing because I had a loose car all day, so I think I deserve it.
Christoph, many congratulations, third place. I'm not even going to try and pronounce your surname. You tell us.
Van der Kerkhoff, all in one word.
Well, that's exactly why I didn't do it. Yeah. You've had a brilliant day's racing here at Warnerton, and podium like that, very, very good.
Yeah, 3/3, so yeah, it's very good. Just, you know, it's the first time this year, and straight with a car I've never driven before. I did just, I think maybe 30 laps yesterday, and that was it. And now 3/3, can't be better. Well, it can be better, can get the first, but...
We've had a fantastic day here at the Warnerton Raceway with the European Late Model Series, those monster V8 stock cars providing some scintillating action, and there's much more of that to come very soon.